Welcome back to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley, presented by SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel, and Draco Springs. I'm David.
I'm Sterling. What's up, y'all?
And it's Derek on again.
Back on with us again.
Yes, sir, buddy. Glad to have him. Glad to have him with us as always, for sure.
It's my pleasure. Believe me, I enjoy getting a little hangout time in on a Wednesday.
Yeah, absolutely right, man.
That's what we do. I mean, I just wish you was sitting here with us. I mean, we done fixed us a couple of drinks sitting up here and talking with you. But you know, you get to go do the fun stuff and work on race cars tonight after you talk to us.
Yeah, you know, I think it would be a lot more fun if it wasn't. Today was 97 and the humidity was like through the roof. So I sent the boys home from work early today, and I went home a little early. I would have probably been having some alcoholic beverages too if I wasn't here working on race cars, but we got to get her finished up for the weekend.
That's right.
Well, you know, it's like that sometimes. Sometimes. But anyway, other than as we start off every show here, other than racing, how's everybody's weekend being? And start of week, I guess.
Yeah, mine was good, man. We went offshore fishing a little bit again. So that's pretty much where we stay a good bit here while we can anyway. But yeah, David and myself, we went out. Actually made it 22 miles offshore. So that was fun. That was. We got to see all kinds of different things. And
all right, well, I'm gonna stop you right there, real fast.
Well, it was fun for me. Okay.
Real fast. No. It was fun. It was fun. We've been the past few weeks, and it has not bothered me at all. For some reason, when we got out there, as soon as I went to look down to cut bait, all of a sudden I just did not feel good, and didn't feel good the whole time. I never threw up, anything like that, but I didn't feel good. But, you know, me and Sterling just talking about we made it 22 miles offshore, which, you know, he's got a 23-foot Sportsman center console with a 250 Yamaha on it. And, you know, it took us a little bit of time to work up, you know, and say, all right, we're going to go 22 miles offshore, or 20 miles is what we said we was going to go. We made about 22 miles offshore, checking out some spots out there. And we thought we were doing amazingly good at doing that with a single-engine boat. Well, we decided the first reef that we were going to go fish was about 10 miles out. All of a sudden, we're I don't know, maybe half a mile from being there. Probably. And by the time I look in the distance, and I'm like, Sterling, what is that over there? I see this little thing moving along. I said, I really hope that's not what I think it is. Well, we keep getting closer and closer and closer. There was a guy 10 miles out in probably a 14-foot John boat.
Every bit of 14, that was it. There was
aluminum John boat with probably a 45 by himself.
He's by himself. He got a little, I don't know, 30, 40 Johnson on the back of it, but he is 10 miles out, rolling. I mean, we having 4-foot swells out there. I mean, he's just going right along. So we fishing the 10-mile reef, and then all of a sudden, David's laying down taking a nap. I look over there. Dude's decking out. He's rolling his reels up, decking out, going even farther east until I lose him. I don't even see him anymore. I'm like, oh my God, this dude's got a death wish here. He's just gone.
Yeah, I've been going since before to get out that far.
Good Lord.
Well, the problem was, you know, then we went out. We decided we left the reef too. Decided to go on out farther. We get out another, I don't know, we were probably 8 miles farther out. All of a sudden, here he comes back by us, waving at us on the way by. I'm like, dude, this dude's crazy.
He definitely, that was not his first time out there, I can promise you.
It was so funny because he had it set up right, though, because I looked at him. He never had to get out of his seat at all. No. He had his rod set up in rod holders on each side of him. He would literally just reach over, flip the rod so they would drop down, keep strolling by. Well, stop him. If he caught anything, he'd never get out of the seat. He'd just reel it up right there.
Yeah, he had it going on. But yeah, he was brave. He definitely was. But we had good weather. It was nice, beautiful water for sure. Saw a lot of sharks and all different kind of things out there. You see a lot of different things when you go off for sure. So it's pretty cool. But it went back Sunday. Had to take the family out. So we went out a little bit, let my little 5-year-old catch some black sea bass. So he had a blast with that, and rode a little bit and saw some of the hurricane damage up in North Carolina. So it looks bad, really. I mean, it could have been a lot worse, but there was a lot of dock damage and pier damage up there. A lot of money and damage for sure, but it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. Well, Derek, how about you? I know you spend a lot of time at the racetrack Friday, Saturday, but Sunday and the first of the week, how's it been?
Good. We left 4:30 in the morning on Sunday and strolled our way back. And leaving that early, we didn't hit any traffic or anything, so we got home around noon and just kind of hung out for an hour or two and then shot over to work. Got some stuff done, sold the car on Sunday, and then headed back home to relax and kind of take some time and chill out for a little bit. We've been driving so much, raced and then woke up at 4:30. Of course, knowing I ran back with my sister and my girlfriend, so they don't want to drive at 4:30 in the morning. So I drove for a little bit. Had Emily, the girlfriend, drive, and then I shot back on and after drove for a couple hours and finished it off. So that was pretty much it. There wasn't really much going on for me Sunday other than just hanging out.
With all the this goes back a little bit farther in the weekend, but with all the craziness that's going on right now, how did y'all logistically work out? Because I know y'all were there on Friday and Saturday. Did y'all stay in a hotel, or how did all that work out?
Yep. Yeah. All the traveling we've been doing, we just staying in these hotels. So it's funny. Every state has different rules. So like some states you don't need masks, some states you do, some states they don't really care, and it's interesting to see each state do something a little differently than one another.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it is with us from store to store. Everybody's got masks or mask requirements posted on their doors, and then you walk in some and they're like, nope, you can't be in here without a mask. And you walk in there, it's like, we got to put that sign up there. Don't worry about it.
It's like, you don't have to wear that.
People working there, they don't even have them on half the time.
Exactly.
So I'm like, hey, I'm good.
I had walk in there wearing them on their elbow. It's like, I'm wearing my mask. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, that was cool. Yeah, we did that, and I'm trying to think what I even did on. I went out to the lake Sunday. Went to my oldest one, Landon. He had spent last week with my parents down at Santee, so we went down there, picked him up, and ate lunch, and that's really all we did. We didn't do much of anything. And I've been bored as I don't know what at work all week.
Oh yeah, yeah, it happens. It's about to hype up for you, though. It's about school years coming back up.
A few more weeks, and these buses get rolling again.
Oh yeah,
and it's gonna be something else. Well, anyway. I guess we go back to some racing and stuff. Well, I don't know, Derek. Has this? I was thinking this the other day. Is this all this mess? Has it slowed down your business any with car sales or anything, and or is it just kind of rolled on as usual?
Not mine. There was like a 3 or 4 week period where it was actually kind of nice. We just didn't really do all that much, or I shouldn't say we didn't have much to do. So I got caught up on a bunch of my own personal stuff. And so did the kid that works for me, Tyler. We both, kind of worked on our own stuff, or stuff that's been like haunting us for a little while. So that was how it started. And like I said, 3 or 4 weeks it was like that. And then it's the busiest I've ever been, ever since I've opened, was from then until now. I mean, we have, we get these loads of cars in from Newark, New Jersey. Half the time, 3/4 of the load is already sold, and I just have to get them here and service them and get them off and, deal with it that way. People are coming in, installing superchargers on their Denali pickup trucks and want the speed limiter removed and, this and that. And people are doing pulley installs on their, brand new Z06 Corvettes. It's, a lot of people are doing a lot of stuff. And I think it, obviously the restaurant business took a massive hit. Other than that, it seems like everyone else almost increased in business. So it's been interesting, but, we've been doing really well.
That's great. So you do a lot more, y'all do a lot more than just buying and selling cars. Y'all customize whatever anybody wants, huh?
Yeah, yep, yeah. We're a little picky with what we do normally, but like right now we have a fiberglass 34 Ford Coupe in for a friend of ours, and we're doing some nitpicky stuff, changing out the steering column for them, and getting it running. Driving cars been sitting for 15 years or something like that. So stuff like that, and then obviously we work on all the Japanese cars a ton too. So if someone wants to come in and get some work done, then it's right up our alley with that stuff. But the easy stuff is all this LS based Chevy, sports cars, Camaros, or they want to do, an Edelbrock supercharger on something. It's so easy for us to do that stuff. And it's just, you're working on new stuff, not old, rusty crap box Japanese cars, because everyone takes pretty horrible care of their vehicles. So it's pretty difficult to work.
Well, I checked out your website, and you got some pretty freaking sweet looking cars on there, man. I'd love to have like the was it Land Rover or whatever it's called, the
Land Cruiser.
Land Cruisers. The Land Cruisers. Yeah. Those would be fun, man. I'd love to have one of them.
Yeah, they're sweet. People don't. So they made some stuff like that here in the States, but they got one crazy one. I have it incoming. It's a 70 series, so it's boxy. It looks it's like the Colombian mafia. I mean the Colombian drug cartel Land Cruiser. They're square, 4-door. It's got a turbo diesel. They're 4-wheel drive, and the one of them that I have incoming has like a sink and a refrigerator from the factory in the back.
That is awesome, so man.
A living. They have some funky name for it, but we do a bunch of those things and people love them. I mean, Toyota people are like nuts. They want to have the nicest Land Cruiser, or a lot of people daily drive that stuff because they get 30 miles per gallon and they're just unique. So we do a ton of stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
I bet they're pretty much indestructible too. I'm sure them things last forever.
Oh yeah, yep, yeah. We've seen them with 600,000 miles go through the auction before over in Japan. So they're definitely can take a beating.
Well, with hearing about all these crazy cars and everything you get in, and all the stuff you work on and everything, what is Derek Griffith's driveway looking like? What are you driving, or what do you pick out, and what do you have over there?
Currently, so I built a shop van, which is like an old, they call it the Mitsubishi Delica, and it's literally like if you put a shoebox on wheels, that's what it looks like. It's square, but they're jacked up. They come factory with like big front bumpers on them. Probably I'd say 12 to 15 inches of ground clearance. They made them with like factory LSDs and all kinds of stuff. So I got a stick shift. The model's an L300, so it's like they said, the square one. Stick shift diesel, and I put a lift kit in it. And we sell a ton of these vans. So I outfitted the roof with like a roof rack and one of these things called the roof nest, which is like a rooftop camper. And it's pretty rad. So that's what I've been cruising lately on the dealer plate, and I keep it around for kind of like a shop vehicle more than anything. And then at my shop right now, I actually had it out yesterday. First time I drove it in like a year. I got an old 74 El Camino that my old man bought. It was a little, probably over 20 years ago now. And it was a factory big block car, and it was Monadnock Speedway's pace car. So a little bit of sentimental value there. The thing's kind of a rat, honestly. I mean, we hammer the hell out of it. It's got a 514 cubic inch big block in it, and it's I think it put down like 700, a little over 700 at the crank, and it's got a 400 wet shot of nitrous as well. Its own auxiliary fuel tank, everything with it. It's pretty.
It's a handful.
Pretty deep.
You got a drag car to run on the street.
Yeah, yep. I used to pull it in. I used to drive to high school all the time, and my principal absolutely loved it. Thought it was the funniest thing in the world. I remember I only been pulled over one time. I've been pulled over twice in it, and both the cops thought it was like awesome. I had one guy pull me aside while he was doing road work, and He's like, what year is this thing? I'm like, it's a 74. And he's like, what's it got underneath the hood? This thing sounds gnarly. And I'm like, I told him. And he's like, man, this thing's so cool. Just don't kill yourself, all right? And the other one, there was a Kid Rock CD behind the back seat. And he's like, man, this screams 90 all over it.
Yeah,
El Camino, Kid Rock CD. Big block Chevy, monster big block Chevy in this thing. And he was laughing his butt off. I didn't have a front plate on, and he was like, just go home. It was pretty funny. He let me go. So
that's sweet. I can see now Derek going to high school with a mullet. Driving his El Camino. I can see it.
Rocking Kid Rock.
Yes, sir.
That's how it was too. Things, but no, that's got a special place in my heart. So I've kept it around forever. It's practically, like I said, useless, but it's we've had it forever, and that thing will never go anywhere. And as far I had like a little bit of a labor of love project that I had a bunch of people work on for me because I didn't have enough time to finish it myself. It's a 31 Model A 2-door sedan Ford with a 12-valve Cummins and a NV 4500 stick shift.
That's what I'm talking
it's
about.
like I tried to use a bunch of race car parts too, so that was like my biggest thing. I wanted to have race car parts. I wanted it to be race car themed. So I got like 10-inch BF. They're 10-inch Goodyears off of a rain tire set up off of an Xfinity car.
Sweet.
And then
Awesome.
we got a quick change rear in it, a 1-ton quick change rear, all coilovers all around, and I used all my race car gauges and all that. So that thing's really cool. I've had it probably 4 years now, as like trying to get it done, and it just got finished up last year. So I've been cruising around in it a little bit this year. And other than that, I don't really have anything normal. Just crazy stuff. That's it. Funky stuff. And I'm lucky enough I got the dealer plate, so I can tinker around with whatever I got in.
See something else cool come in, it's like, let's put a plate on that. I'm gonna drive it a little while.
Yeah, you gotta test it out, make sure it's good, right?
Exactly. You can't have a lemon come through there.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
That's sweet. Well, I guess we'll go to switch gears from regular road cars. Let's go back to some racing. Derek had a double header a couple of weeks ago. Well, a week and a half ago there at Toledo. We were looking forward to him going here because be able to run a short track, and he ran fairly good up there. Ran fairly good. Give us a rundown of your at least Friday night right now.
Yeah, Friday was decent. We were fighting like this crazy like unload on the car as I entered the corners. It just like I drive it in there and the nose would get down. It felt like the rear just stood up and got up away from me. And I told him that. And I mean, we did everything we could. I mean, we bottomed out the bar to the Panhard bar to get it tightened up a little bit, and it didn't really work. So we worked on it, and then finished P7 that Friday night. And I told them, I'm like, hey, we really got to figure that out to get going a little better. And they tore the whole car apart, right then and there. That right after that race, they're like,
wow.
Tore the whole thing apart, and try to change stuff up a little bit. So Saturday rolled around, got rained out after we made 6 laps, and that was a little crazy. I thought they were going to send us back out there because it started raining pretty good, and they wanted us to get in our cars. I'm like, these people are wild.
I don't know if I feel comfortable doing this.
And and not to mention you're racing with a lot of like inexperienced, kids really.
Yeah.
So it's like you're more worried about everyone else than you are about tearing your own stuff up, and that was a little unnerving. But they didn't run us then, and then Sunday rolled around, and we raced in the rain. It was raining out, and they kept us out there, dried the track off, whatever, and car was a lot better. We made some adjustments right before that break there, and it sucked because like that outside on that racetrack was so tough. No one really gained anything out there on the outside, and I had a restart, and I was like, I gained. I was like, wow, that's how we started off the race on Sunday. We started pretty good. We were gaining on the outside, but every single restart I had to start on the outside. So I just get freight trained, lose 2 or 3 spots and come back.
Yeah.
And sure enough, there'd be another yellow, and I'd just have to start 6th again. So fall back to 9th, drive up to 6th, yellow comes out again. I'm like, God damn, why is this going to happen? And we finally got a restart where I was in 5th. And I was pretty good on restarts. I could fire off decent. And I was thinking I was going to be, I think I was as good as the top 3. Was I better than Mayer and Gibbs and all those guys? Probably not, but I was as good as, a couple of those other people. And get ready to take the green. Starts downpouring. They pull us in. Say hold off. And then they called it. I'm like, man, the one time I knew I could pick off a couple guys on a restart, I probably would have, it would have been like a 4th, third, 4th place finish, because Gibbs spun out all by himself in the rain, and that's what caused the yellow. So that was a little frustrating, but hey, is what it is.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what was frustrating from our end. We talked about it last week, but you weren't on there. What was frustrating from our end was we were out there fishing Saturday, and I had the NBC track pass pulled up and noticed, saw the pretty much one lap and then the few laps of caution be past that. Well, they decided, y'all gonna run Sunday. Oh, we're not gonna cover it on TV. What kind of crap is this? It was.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate it for us as fans to watch you and everybody else that wants to check y'all out, but also sponsors, man. I mean, that's a big reason why you've got. That's why everybody's got sponsors right now is to be able to get TV coverage, because they can't get anything at the track. So to take it off, at least the track pass, man, I couldn't believe. I could understand Mav, maybe. I don't know. They have everything recorded on there. It's nothing live hardly. So why not get rid of something that's recorded and put them back on? But yeah, I hated to see that. I hated not to be able to watch it on Sunday. But I don't know. Maybe they'll figure that out.
Nope. But I sure am happy that there was a top 5.
Yes, sir, buddy.
I mean, I know you're frustrated and didn't get you, 3rd, 4th or whatever. But man, is glad to see you get out of the 7th spot.
I know, every week.
Because that's what me and Charlie was talking about. I said, well, on the mile and a half tracks, we know Derek's getting everything he can out of the car, but obviously right then it's been 7th place, so it's been great. It was great to see you pull out a top 5 out of it and move on with a little more momentum to the next race.
Yeah, for sure. And I think what it is, I think these guys, they they push their stuff to the edge. Every race you go, you got to try stuff, you got to do stuff. And it's like, that stuff we can make it work if we have a practice day and all that. And, another thing is they changed the rules so much from last year to this year, as far as like, engine packages and restrictor plates and, other things are different too. So, stuff is just a lot different than what they're used to too. So it's a little bit of like a learning curve for everyone. Unfortunately, I and they don't have the same resources at a place like DGR Crosley, and those guys, the Venturini guys, can kind of manage to spend and do, and we don't have that same opportunity. So we're kind of just working with what we got. And the Chad Bryant guys they're smart. They're really, really good guys. I think we're going to get there. It's just, when or how is going to be the only question. So we got a few more races, and I think a place like Bristol and a place like New Hampshire Motor Speedway, if we run there, are going to be, up my alley a little bit more. I'm going to feel pretty comfortable rolling into. I'm going to be real comfortable into New Hampshire, but maybe so Bristol as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be sweet.
It's going to be awesome to see those come up, and I know you're going. We'll definitely be watching them. I know they brought out the schedule last week, didn't they? So when is the next ARCA race?
I believe it's September. I want to say like 10th or 11th at Bristol. It's that early weekend in September. Yeah. Bristol race.
Sweet. That's going to be awesome. The only thing that sucks about it is I wish we could make it up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. all my friends and everyone that helps out on our super deal, they're like, "Can we please go to Bristol?" I'm like, "I don't think so, but I'm gonna try."
Exactly.
Yeah, it all sucks this year. We've been even trying to get our media stuff straight, and Darlington over here with all the NASCAR stuff, and finally we're bringing trucks back there. And we were talking with everybody over at Darlington, Kerry Thorpe and all them guys, just because it's really cool for us, because I don't know how it works, but it's cool for us because Darlington, Florence area here is just really small hometown for everybody. And so, I just reach out to them like, "Hey, we're doing a podcast. We're right here out of Florence. We want to," and they were like, "Yeah, we're going to try to get y'all in there and everything, get y'all some media passes, be able to go to driver's meet and all that fun stuff, And then all of a sudden, all this crazy stuff happened. So, so it has sucked for everybody this year. But, I mean, it's the hand we're dealt, and we'll play it. That's all we can do.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, it seems like everyone's some sort of way affected towards this thing, and it sucks. I had a guy that interviewed me at Toledo, and he's like, "Man, I wanted to come down and say hi to you guys at Lucas Oil so bad, and they wouldn't let us down into the infield." So, as Louis, the crew chief of my car, is driving down the street in his golf cart right now and just gave me a crazy look. So.
Come tell him to say hey.
Yeah, he's gone now. I don't know where he's off. We've had some golf cart issues lately, so we got it back running, I guess.
Well, he's not affected. He just got his golf cart going. That's awesome. Well, anyway, moving on from there, because I know me and you were talking when all the rain delay was coming out at Toledo, and they were originally saying might come back and run Friday, and Derek was like, sucks. We're supposed to run Jennerstown in the late model. But fortunately, they ended up running it Sunday. I know it made for a long weekend up there. But then you got around to Jennerstown and in the late model and put on a damn good show.
Yeah, we had a pretty good car the first time there. We had some issues with the rear end. I'm not exactly sure. We put a new rear end in because we've been running the spool everywhere, and put a new rear end in. And right from lap one, it just felt like it was driving funny. And I told my guys, and we came in, we squared it, we did everything we could to make sure the rear end was in right, and it was in right, and it just would come up off the corner, and I swear it was like a 4-tire dog track all the way up to the wall. Like I turned it to the right from the middle of the corner up off the corner, and it's not that it was loose. It just I had it like it was a very odd feeling. I've never had it in a race car before. And like I said, it would just dog track up to the wall. I'd turn it to the right, quarter or more a turn on the wheel to get it up there and not want to go around on me. And like I said, it's just a very odd feeling. Like it's not like because it was spinning the tires, not because it was loose. It just drove that way. So right from the first practice, I knew he was doing it. And we did everything we could just to figure out what was happening. And we think it might be something internal in the rear end. So we're like, hey, we're third fastest. We're second, third fastest every practice we go out. It's, let's figure it out. Let's just drive it. If it breaks, it breaks. We'll let it break. And so went out there. Car was awesome, and we qualified pretty good. And first couple laps around the racetrack, I kind of just found my way right off the bat and felt comfortable. The place is unbelievable. I can't say enough good things about Jennerstown Speedway. The staff was unbelievably nice and accommodating. The food was unbelievable. They had some like pot roast sandwich thing. Oh my God, let me tell you what, that thing was so good. They all of it, the whole deal. It was clean racetrack. They had a med flight helicopter there in case someone crashed really bad. Hop in that thing and get out of there as soon as possible.
I thought they were going to have to use that thing for the modified race.
Yeah. Yep.
that dude off turn 2, I thought was dead. He hit that wall so hard.
Yeah, he did.
I heard the same thing.
Oh, it was awful. I mean, he got loose and he corrected, and it just went literally head on straight to the wall. I mean, just tore the entire right front off the car completely. tire just rolling down the.
Yeah, it
Oh,
looked
it was
pretty
bad.
bad. It did. But talking about your race, Derek, it kind of opposite of the previous week. Like you need to start on top. Like the top rolled pretty good on restarts around there, and unfortunately, you got pinned on the bottom, and there was restart after restart after restart at the end, which I hated to see that. But tell us about that a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I wasn't good enough to be up top. For some reason, my car liked to be completely pinned on the apron. That was the only way I could get up off the corner without really losing a bunch of ground. I think it's because I just made so much up on the bottom, getting in. I think me and Mike Hopkins, he's such a cool dude. We get along so well. We're getting ready to take the green there towards those late race restarts. He's got his whole hand out the window giving me a thumbs up. And I swear I could see him smiling because, like, me and him, we get along really well. We're good friends, and he knew, like, man, this is gonna be fun because he knows I don't race like like some of these other guys race. So he knew he could trust me. That's a big thing in racing. Have someone inside you or outside of you can trust. And we had a good little battle there for the lead, but he was just too good. There was no one beating Mike. That night, that 33 car, I don't know, I forget his name, but man, he just piled it into the back of a lap car, like halfway through the race, like full
I saw that.
Like he drove down.
Quarterback.
Yeah, I couldn't understand that. Like he drove down, coming off forward, and
Griffith too.
He was airborne.
Yeah,
dude, I don't understand it. I really don't. I couldn't figure out why he did that, but.
And then he started blaming the lap cars, and I'm like, dude, you just literally drove into him.
I swear, like he forgot what he was doing for a second there. I don't know what happened, but
you just drove right in the back of him.
Yeah, I swear he did. But yeah, that was. I swear, me and David were coming back from fishing, and we were rooting you on, man. I swear, I was hoping you were going to be able to clear him coming off of 2 there on them restarts.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, and I told Derek this already. I'm like. I know he was fast. Don't get me wrong, he was super fast. But with those short runs y'all were getting, I was like, if Derek can just clear him just one time, get in front of him before one of these cautions comes out, then he'll be in the lead, and he can control these starts a lot better. Which it looked like you were controlling the starts anyway. Because I mean, dude, you were. I don't know if you called Ron Hornaday or Kyle Busch or Joey Logano, whichever one, but. You got them restarts figured out the other night.
Yeah, you were jumping out of there quick.
It was insane looking, but there were two instances that I swore that you were in the lead when the caution came out, and the previous lap before that you should have been in the lead, but it didn't fall that way, unfortunately. But
what were they doing? Were they calling back the previous lap leader, or how were they doing that far as lineup after caution?
Honestly, I don't know, because I said the same thing to Dolly, my spotter, and I'm like, man, I could have swore I had him on that last restart, and she's like, well, I guess they're putting the 15 ahead of you, so that was it. And I think probably one of the hardest parts of that whole restart deal was the damn pace truck wouldn't get off the racetrack. I had to I about cleaned out the pace truck four restarts in a row. He just would pull off just enough, and whoever was on, Mike or that 33 would fire, like as with the pace truck still on the track.
Yes, we noticed that.
it was like, it's a good move, I didn't. I'm like, man, use a pace car as a damn pick to put that guy on the bottom.
They definitely did.
Screwed up because you can't see nothing either. It's a full size truck in front of you, so you can't see the green come out. You can't see nothing. You can't see where the racetrack is. All you know is that guy on the outside's going, so you got to go. And that was screwed up for a little bit.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. We were watching that, and I even told Sterling.
He was restarting in the middle of 3 and 4.
I told Sterling, I said, watch this. I said, and the leaders, you were in third at the time, and the first two, they fell back way behind the pace truck going into 3. All of a sudden, pace truck's halfway through 3 and 4, and they take off. Pace truck is still on track. They pass the pace truck. Y'all all passed the pace truck before it ever even gets on pit road. I'm like,
oh yeah.
I'm not trying to get somebody, just wanting somebody to get black flag, but I mean, there need to be a little bit of strictness on that.
Well, obviously there's no restart box.
No, there's not a restart box. It's not like NASCAR, apparently.
Yeah. Again, man, that was a heck of a showing. There's a lot of competition there, a lot of good race cars, and I swear, if cars had failed like they should, I think you'd have won that race for sure. But that was
oh yeah, probably guaranteed. We were guaranteed a top 3 with how good the car was.
Oh yeah,
we were second for sure, and Carson Hosar just ran through us at the end of the race. Just didn't even try to drive by me. Just decided he wanted to smash his way through me. So that was pretty frustrating for sure. But because I don't race no one like that, so it's not really that cool of him to do that. I try to run everyone like I ran Mike Hopkins. If I'm better than you, I'm gonna get by you. If you're chopping me and running me all over the place, sure, you're gonna get the bumper. But I didn't do nothing to Carson, so I don't know why he would run me that way.
No, you had somebody on the outside of you. It looked like you could just move out of his way, and then he just drove straight into you. I didn't understand that, or I understand this last couple laps there, but you still, I mean,
you don't race people that way.
No, you don't race people that way, but
at least try to get around me. You don't have to run
exactly,
through me.
Exactly. But there's one thing I do know is that Derek Griffith will not forget that the next time he's on the track with him.
That's for sure. A lot of people had a lot to say. I think I gained a whole lot of fans after that was over. So I had so many people coming over. They're like, I want to buy your T-shirt, because they were mad at Carson, and we gave him a little bit of a shot after the race was over, and let him know I wasn't too happy with him. And people were pretty pumped about that. So we gained some fans at least. And I've seen that kid in action, and he about tore up I think a bunch of race cars in the last chance qualifier race at the Derby, and instead of kind of owning up to his mistakes, they threw him in a Suburban and drove him out of the racetrack and hid. So that kind of explains how that works.
How old is he?
18, 17, something like that.
Well, well, tell us about. I know it's not the racing part of it. Tell us about that shot afterwards. I enjoyed it myself also.
I just pulled up beside him and gave him a little run along the side, and ended up tearing him up a little more than I expected to originally. But just showing him I wasn't happy. I mean, the way he ran me like that. So I pulled up beside him after the race was over and put my quarter to him, and next thing I know, we come in off Victory Lane, and they have both front fenders cut off, the hood's dangling down, and the nose is off. Everything's hanging off of the thing. I'm like, I guess I must have got him pretty good. And the neighbor's like, hell yeah, you tore the whole entire nose off. I'm like, well, I guess if he wanted to smash me out of the way with it and give me the bumper the whole entire time during the race, I guess might as well go there and take it away from him. So I definitely did that.
You should have pulled a Michael McDowell, went over there and took his nose and put it on eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That would have been perfect.
That would have been great. But that's great, man. Like I said, I know you had a solid top 2, maybe third, but I think you had a solid second place car there. I mean, because especially after, I know you were having issues with it, but it seemed like after 3 or 4 laps get going, you could get a little distance on the third place man. And so it's all good. It'll come around, and there's plenty more big races coming up with the late model there. So I know it's coming around. But anyway, what you got next in it?
This weekend, Oxford, we get the 250 right around the corner. So there's a past 150 race there on Sunday. So we got some work to do and get the car buttoned up next couple days, and head up to the wonderful state of Maine and race at Oxford Plains Speedway. So we're going to head up there and run that 150 lapper. I can guarantee you there's probably going to be 40 cars there, because that's just how it rolls, pre 250. And hopefully we can kind of get going after we tried a bunch of stuff last time we were at Oxford, and it didn't really work out all that great. So we'll see if we can kind of get back to where we were.
I'm assuming you're not going to run the spool this weekend.
No.
Negative.
That was a little too much stagger last time.
Yeah. Almost 4 inches is no fun out there. So
no, especially that track. I mean, it's just turning the whole time.
I think you could go to the right the whole racetrack, just feeding it a little bit of throttle at a time. That's it.
You should have just jumped in a dirt car after that. I mean, you'd have had it down.
Fit right in.
Fit right in with everybody else. Yeah. That's cool. So maybe let's make sure the car's high enough this time.
Yes, that's another thing in itself too. We're gonna make sure we don't get tires that measure 81 inches, so we'll hopefully be all right.
That's
do y'all have as much trouble with tires up there, just being all over the place, as we do down here, just size wise?
Yeah, I think it's a universal problem.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a set brand or there's a set tire. I think they all just suck sometimes.
Yeah.
Like when it's your day to have some tires that are off, it's just your day to have some tires that are off. That's just it.
Yeah, there's a car we sponsor down here that runs over. Well, they run what they call a Challenger AR series. John Lane, and I was over dealing with him first of the year, and he was about 10th and a half faster than everybody throughout practice. Every practice they went out. Well, they all, after practices when they give them their tires for the race and everything, and he put them tires on, and he was a quarter second slower than everybody. So It sucks, but that's the luck of the draw sometimes, unfortunately.
Definitely is, and it's horrible, but part of the deal.
Yep, that's part of it. Did they run y'all run sticker tires on the past stuff?
Yep, yeah. So what we do is we buy a set for the race. We scuff them in for our heat race and our feature. We run the same set, but yeah, we scuff them in the practice and go out there and fire off. And they make 165 laps or something like that. Is what they got on them by the end of the show. So they're usually worn out pretty good.
Oh yeah, I bet they're shot.
Do y'all run Hoosiers, Derek? Or I know last week it was, I can't remember the name of the tires. What were they?
The McCreary. So we run Hoosiers back home though. Yep.
Okay, so just Jennerstown required y'all to run those tires.
Yeah, those McCreary tires. We actually did a tire test when they designed those tires originally. They called us to run them because they were going to run them at New Hampshire Motor Speedway for a Granite State race, and those tires are awesome. They're really, really good tires. They're because we run American Racers too with Granite State, and the American Racers are like a real 10-inch tire. And I'm sure if you guys seen what the Hoosiers look like, they're like an 11 and a half inch tire that, they got a ton of sidewall, they roll, and they made those McCreary's to be like that. They're like an 11-inch tire on a 10-inch wheel, so you get all that extra tire. And we had a bunch of problems with tires coming apart at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, delaminating and blistering and all that. And man, I ran those things for 80 laps in a tire test. Yeah. And not one blister, not one, they were perfect. They were totally fine, and so I'm glad to see them getting used somewhere. At least.
Absolutely. Well, it seemed like, and I, from what I understood, y'all got 6 tires to be able to run this past weekend at Jennerstown. And but it seemed like the tires were pretty much the same equally throughout the top 5, 6, 7.
Right.
Anyway,
it didn't change when anybody changed tires.
They didn't change much. It didn't seem like. Could you tell a difference as far as handling the tire when y'all changed?
You could feel it a little bit, but those American Racers and the McCreary's, they hold up much better than a lot of other tires do. They kind of, of course, every new tire has that like glaze of speed on it.
Right.
Those first 5 laps where it can rip off a lap, and then it seems like those tires fade out and they just stay right there. That's it. Like there's no, you get those 5 fast laps and that's it. That's all you got. They stay the same exact speed the whole race. Whereas, like some of these Hoosiers, you can fall off 0.7 of a second, if not more. And it seems like those fall off like, 0.3 or 0.5 of a second. That's just all you got. You run that speed the whole time.
That's good to know. Maybe we'll see some more of those tires come around soon.
Yeah, I'd like to see them get down here. Well, anyway, Derek, I'm going to tell you what, man, we appreciate it, as always, you coming on here, but we're going to let you, I reckon, run tonight so you can get there and work on a race car.
Yeah, sounds good to me. I appreciate being on for sure, and looks like the boys are going to send me to go get some food soon, so they got to eat.
What they wanting tonight?
I think they want, there's this little pizza place up the street called Mike's Pies, and they do some really good stuff. They got chicken salad that everyone likes here, and pizza. Their pizza is, 10 out of 10. They get we got a thing up here called beach pizza, and they put like provolone cheese on it. It's like a sweet Sicilian. Oh my goodness, is that stuff good?
Wait,
see, we don't get.
No, we have
stuff
Domino's.
Like we get Little Caesars and Domino's. It's like you want you want pepperoni or you want supreme. That's all we got.
If you get lucky, you can get Hawaiian pizza.
You might get Hawaiian. All right, Derek. Does pineapple belong on pizza or no?
I'm not opposed or for it.
He's taking the politically correct route. Here we go. All right.
I don't mind. I'm not eater, so I'll eat it with it on it. I'll eat it with it off it. It don't matter to me. Would I ever put it on myself? No.
No.
But if I go to a party or something, or it gets put on by accident, I'm just gonna eat it.
Cool. Cool. Are they? Anyway, do you know if they're streaming this week at Oxford online?
Yeah, I think they have that MRM or whatever it is. The that whole deal that they set up for the 250 and all that. So they've been running all the pass races on it. We'll share it to our Facebook page, but it should be streamed that way.
Sweet. You share it. We'll share it from yours, and I hope dude has taken some lessons since the last time. The announcer was a little rough.
Right.
Yep.
Well. But anyway, what all you got to do to the car tonight?
We got to finish cleaning it up. We hung, because I got used up so much, they broke the deck lid, and the rear cowl piece. They tore that out of the car. The rear metal bumper was all twisted to hell. So last night we took it all out and got it clamped to where it needed to be to let it hang, get its shape back, and get all that in, get all that together. We're probably going to do some other stuff. We run a smaller motor package at Oxford, so we'll swap the motor again and scale it, make sure everything's good and fine and dandy, and make sure we didn't hurt nothing, and that's it.
Sweet. Well, one thing before you go, man, I ain't trying to hold you on here too long, but one thing before you go that we've actually never done on here, and in the episodes I've listened back with you on here, go through your sponsors. Well, you can go through Arco or your late model, but I know we're talking about late model right now. So give us some rundown of your sponsors on that car right now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, obviously Original Gourmet is the biggest sponsor of me in any sort of racing. It's because they paid for the Arca ride, and they do that whole deal, and they're on our Super too. So we do as much as we can with those guys. They're awesome. We got LCM Racing. They do engines, chassis setup. That's Louis Michelitis. And Kingsborough Motors is on there. That's my old man's dealership. FE Preventure Insurance. They've been with me since I was like 13 years old. They've been sponsoring me through the ranks since I was a little kid. And those guys are awesome. I have all my own personal insurance through them and everything. And they're diehard race fans. The Preventure family, we see them at just about every racetrack possible. I mean, they'll go to Spud Speedway 7 hours one way and not think twice about it. So pretty cool to have such a good sponsor for on board. Northeast Auto Imports is on there as well. Ace Express, Magnus Transmissions. Those guys have hooked me up and dealt with me over the last few years. They are awesome. We have done a ton of experimental work with their stuff, and kind of like their prototypes and all that. They are on the money. So those restarts probably looked as good as they did because I have a Magnus 3-speed in this thing, and it is sharp. This thing is phenomenal. So that's another thing. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Just thank my boys, my dad, Louie, Dolly, she's my spotter, and the girlfriend, and the boys that come and help out, Tyler and Scott. And it's kind of it. We're a small crew, so pretty easy to thank.
Yeah, sweet, man. That's some of the best times is having a big family like that and having everybody pull together. That's really cool. So hopefully one day we can get up there and help you tune on a little bit.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You guys are more than welcome. Anytime. Just let me know, and we'll make something happen.
We'll do it, man. Well, cool deal. Well, all the best of luck this weekend at Oxford, getting it all straight for the 250, before the 250 here, and give them hell. That's all I can tell you.
Thanks, boys. We'll we'll see what we can come up with this weekend. Maybe feel a little more comfortable if we get a good run in. So I'll be happy.
There you go. We'll be rooting you on and watching on with you, buddy. But anyway, well, we appreciated you again coming on here. And I imagine we'll be talking with you here in a couple weeks or so.
Yeah, my pleasure for sure. And we'll definitely be talking soon.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Later, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we sure appreciate Derek coming on here again this week, hanging out with us again, as he's the, our part-time co-host.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool to have him on and kind of get a feel of, our driver's perspective,
Yeah.
To help us out. And it's pretty cool to have him part of it.
Well, I like to always think that we ask the questions the fans like to ask. So
I hope,
I hope we do.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. And any of y'all listening, if y'all ever have any questions y'all want to ask Derek or y'all want to ask us,
anybody, yeah,
or whoever we can try to talk to, we'll try to talk to them. If y'all got any questions for SRI Performance, let us know and we'll shoot them a message. We got some contacts over there. And speaking of SRI Performance, Sterling, you know what time of year it is?
Well, all this COVID mess, I don't know for some places, but for around here, it's about time to go back to school.
Back to school.
Yes, sir.
Back to school.
Well, I don't know about y'all, but when I was in high school, the electives, as people called it, or whatever it was you could take Spanish or French or
German,
whatever it was, or you could go to the correction, or not the correction,
not the correctional center, not the correctional center. No, not there, there. Some people ended up there, but not. That's not where you went there today at school.
Right. Well, you could go and take welding
at the career center.
At the career center, that was the word I was trying to find there. So, that's what I did. I took welding, took 2 years of it. Still do it today. Now I'm gonna tell you what. SRI has got a good package right now for all you welding students going back to school, and they still offer welding in a lot of states, a lot of counties. I know they
do here
offer that. So definitely, people, check it out. They got a perfect starter package really for you guys that's starting out in welding class. Package consists of a nice set of BSX TIG welding gloves, BSX welding MIG welding gloves, BSX flame resistant welding jacket, the Blue Demon auto darkening welding hood, and that's a nice hood for sure, and the 8-inch multi-purpose welding pliers. You'll use them all the time. It's good to put in your back pocket. You'll use them. You'll use them to clean out tips. You'll use them for Lord knows what. You'll use them. So that whole package right now, $125. All you gotta do is show your student ID. That's all you gotta do. So you in high school or you going to a technical college, whatever, you go into welding class. That's a perfect package. You don't. All you gotta do is just get that one package, and you got everything you need to start with. So definitely go check them out. SRI. Phone number S784-662-6982.
That was 704.
What did I say?
You said 784.
I did say 784.
You said 784. But it's all good. 704
704
662-6982. Or you can go online at www.sriperformance.com. I think we're going to get Sterling a pair of glasses. He is squinting over here at his phone.
Well, it wouldn't blow up. It wouldn't blow up, but I got it to blow up now.
We got notes on the phone. And
there it is. There it is.
Also, guys, from SRI, they got a car care bundle this month. They got a standard car care kit, which includes 3M Quick Wax Spray, 3M Glass Cleaner, and microfiber towels. That's a hard word to say fast. You ever tried?
It smells like 704.
Yeah, it's about 704.
You say it real fast as 784. Did you?
Yeah, I didn't even hear it then. Didn't even hear it. But anyway, the standard car care kit. Man, I'm going to have to order me one of them. $15. $15.
It comes with the cloths too, man. That's cool.
It comes with everything.
Heck yeah, man.
Or you want to step up your game and go a little bit more, you can get all that in the premium car care kit. You can get all that plus 3M leather restorer, 3M tire restorer, and Easy Clean Plus by SRI. I'm gonna have to call them and get some of that Easy Clean.
Go and get it.
Anyway, that entire package is only $30 plus tax.
Yeah, you go to Advance right now. You get one thing and it's $30.
Not gonna lie. A couple months ago, I went there and just because local for us, and I went to Advance and grabbed me just some Armor All spray and some chrome polish for my wheels and a few other things. I'm pretty sure I spent about $80 in there.
Oh yeah, it don't take long.
In no time, I had a little buffing ball and stuff like that. I spent $80, and it was. So this is an awesome deal. All 3M products. 3M, I mean, you can't beat that name. They're top of the line, everything.
Oh yeah.
And you get some SRI products in there. All for $30 and get your whole car clean.
Get it.
They got everything but the water.
Yeah.
And I bet you SRI supplies probably sell you a case of water if you really want it.
Pretty sure they got that.
I'm pretty sure.
Then they also got nice Maxima Racing Fuels. They got a nice maintenance kit going on right now. Another end of the summer sale. Check them out, man. This kit includes the motor oil, power steering fluid, gear oil, the coolant additive, and brake fluid. The whole kit is only $90.
$90.
Can't beat that.
Every oil you can imagine.
You can't beat that. So go check them out. Go. Just go on the website. They got all their flyers on there. Go check them out and go get you some stuff, man, for sure.
And that's a gallon of motor oil, people. I mean, you're not just getting.
It ain't just a quart.
It ain't just a quart. You're getting a gallon of motor oil. You're getting a quart of power steering fluid, a quart of gear oil, good old Kool-Aid additive, and brake fluid. I mean, where else you gonna get all that for $90 at?
You ain't gonna find it.
What's $100 bill anymore? I mean, really.
Oh, you go to Lowe's, you can't even get past the cash register. You done spent $100. I don't understand it.
Speaking of Lowe's, I remember we had a little competition there one time to see if you could go to Lowe's and not spend $100.
You can't do it.
It wasn't possible.
You can't do it.
But you can go to SRI Supplies or SRI Performance.
Yep.
Only spend $90.
Yes, sir.
Have all your oils. Also, remember, guys, there is all your Draco spring needs at SRI Performance. They got all your PDFs on everything. I saw a post the other day they had online. They got in another pallet full. Draco Springs, hot off the press, as they say. So they are stocked up, ready to go for all your racing needs. Don't forget about stock car steel.
Speaking of Draco Springs, I saw a terrible wreck.
Yes,
Jennerstown.
Yeah, speaking of the wreck we were talking about at Jennerstown.
There was a terrible modified wreck. And what happens as the car rests down at the bottom of the racetrack? A beautiful Draco Spring comes and nails the side of the
Big
car.
old purple spring comes bouncing down the track. I said, Sterling, look at this.
There's Draco Spring.
Draco
After
Spring.
that terrible wreck, it's still together. All you got to do is put it back in, Bo. It's ready
Throw
to
it
go.
back in. It is ready to ride.
It's ready to go. So, yeah, go check them all out, guys, for sure. They got good stuff. Stock car steel and aluminum, jam up stuff, like we've said before, for race cars, for deer stands, for dog boxes, for
your construction
building
needs.
a trailer, for construction needs, for fabrication needs. If you got a big fab shop, whatever, they got it all. Go check them out for sure. They got a little bit of everything there, so give them a call.
Don't forget it. And also, still in play. Go on their website, give them a call, whatever you want to do. Use our promo code. That is CBONE10. That is C as in
Chicken.
BONE 10. Get you another 10% off all your supplies there. Anything you need for your race car or your house or whatever you need. Just use our promo code. And remember, SRI is your one-stop shop for all things racing.
You got it.
Speaking of SRI, I know we've been talking about them I don't know, past few weeks just because he's been on such a tear, and it's been so cool to see. And also, he's an SRI driver. Old Kyle Larson come back from tearing the car all to pieces at where was that? That was at Hussett Speedway, and tore it all to pieces there. Well, next race come back, guess what happened? Won it. Parked it, as they say.
To no surprise.
To no surprise. So he is back on a tear. Right. I mean, that's what's... And I guess, I don't know, sprint car guys seem to be more used to that. I guess. I don't know. Because I've known plenty of asphalt, especially, and I ain't talking jump about them by no means, but I've just known plenty of asphalt guys or go-kart guys, because, you know, me and Sterling was both in that little area. I know many of those guys, they ever go out there and flip a car real bad and tear up something real bad, you kind of come back a little hesitant, at least for a race or two, just kind of feeling everything back out, you know, just get your confidence back, I guess. Sprint car guys, no.
Not at all.
If they can get one back out the trailer and put it back on the track in the same race, they don't even care. They would come up there and still run up front. So them guys got big sets of brass balls on them, apparently.
Yeah, Kyle. I don't know, but he there's not many like him in a dirt car or a sprint car, for sure.
No, there's not. I mean,
it's just unbelievable. But speaking of dirt, one thing that just came up that I just saw, Eldora. Breaking news, yeah. Eldora runs the World 100 every year, and this year is their 50th annual. And they just announced that they are canceling it due to the coronavirus restrictions.
Womp, womp, womp.
So kind of saw that coming with the dream
and everything.
With the dream being canceled, like they said there, if they cannot have fans, they will not race it, just because they don't want to take that aspect away. So they're limiting them with the fans again. So they're going to cancel. They're going to hold off on the 50th. So the 50th will be next year. And I don't know this, but I could see the purse being bigger, badder than ever next year for the Dream and the World 100, just because of that.
I can see it
being off this year. So
well,
be a little bit to look for.
Well, speaking of that, and that all sucks, and I got news this afternoon. Lakeview Speedway over here in Lakeview, South Carolina, they were supposed to hold an Ultimate Dirt car, or Ultimate Series race there on Labor Day weekend. It's supposed to be a throwback race, so a lot of people was getting throwback schemes together. Well, guess what? Scratch that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. A lot of these big races we look forward to going to around here, anyway, within reach of us to be able to get to on a weekend, are being called and postponed or whatever. I hate it, not only for us by any means, but for all these guys that put forth the effort to run these bigger races to be able to fund their year.
Oh yeah, definitely so.
A lot of these guys count on these bigger purse races to be able to make ends meet throughout the year. I mean, they can't go run a regular Friday, Saturday night race and win $750,000 and pay for that race car.
Right.
So, I hate it for that. I really do. But hopefully all that'll get straight. I'm hoping by the end of the year, after November area, I'm hoping that some of this stuff turns around and gets back to normal a little bit.
Well, I think it will, because it's mighty funny, just like South Carolina, we'll say, just because we're here. We went from having 1,700 to 2,000 new cases a day. Today we had, I think, 725 new cases.
Well, I think there's more to report on, in my honest opinion. I think there's getting different things to report on, so there's getting less. And I'm not taking anything away from the virus and what it has done to people, because it's bad. Don't get me wrong. And people that have it, I hate.
Well, I've got a good friend. She has it right now. She's in the hospital with it. She says she's doing a little better. Well, they tested her husband yesterday. He is showing no symptoms, but he tested supposedly positive for it.
Right. So,
So,
it's
but
a bad deal.
House. He's good to go.
Yeah, it's a bad deal all the way around. So I hope all that stuff can subside a little bit and get away where we can get back to normalcy, whatever that is.
I'm supposed to be
now.
going to Disney World in November.
Good luck. That's all I can tell you.
I
don't know what's going to happen there, but hopefully it'll all work out for you guys to be able to get down there for sure.
Well, we kind of holding out just to see what happens. We got a little bit of time for it in, so we'll see. I don't know. Anyway, other big news in dirt racing this week. It was fun to watch. little dramatic, but it was fun to watch. Old Tyler Erb and Bobby Pierce got into it. Well, I know all y'all saw it, or if you hadn't seen it, we'll lay it out a little bit for you. Tyler Erb was running. I think Bobby somehow, I don't know what happened to Bobby at first. I can't remember. I don't even remember. This is what sucks about it because I don't even remember the rest of the race hardly. I know Brandon Overton won for that $50,000, which was awesome. But anyway, Bobby was coming from the back, made it up to Tyler. Tyler ran his line, and I watched it. He ran his line every lap. Never moved off of his line. Just ran his line. Well, Bobby come up behind him down the straightaway. Jacked his back tires up, spun him around, going into 3. Well, Tyler Turbo was not too happy about that.
No, he was not.
And I don't blame him. I can't blame him for being really upset about it. I really can't. Because it was a sucky deal. It's one thing to get in somebody in the middle of the corner and you know, accidents happen and get in somebody in the middle of the corner, whether you meant to do it or not. Now, that's a little more. But you get it up under somebody going down the straightaway and just turn them going down the straightaway, that's a little more blatant there.
Well, it is. And, you know, backing up a little bit, we've watched a lot of races where Bobby Pierce, he has used up his stuff, the person beside him stuff, the wall, the trees.
Look at the stream from this year.
He's passionate about racing. He is. Yes. I think they're running their own stuff now. They don't have a lot of money flow in to make a difference up of a 5th and a 10th place finish. So him getting better finishes is very important to them, and I understand that part of it. But at the same time, man, he's not patient at all. He runs over people. When he catches them, he runs over them, and he's done that this year a lot. And I think he did it to the wrong person this time. And you know, Bobby said in an interview, and I don't know if word for word, but literally, basically, what he said was, you know, he has to run week to week to be able to afford their own personal race car. They take more pride in their equipment. Blah, blah, blah. Well, at the same time, I turn around and I see him completely tear the body off the car to get 2 spots.
That's what I was fixing to say.
Doesn't really make sense to me. So, you know, going back to that race, I don't see where Turbo did a whole lot to mess his race car up.
No.
You know, I mean, yeah, he run up on him. I mean, we know how those noses do. You can run up under somebody and pick them up. That's whatever. I don't think he messed anybody's race car up. Now, I hate what Turbo did for us. Once their people got on the racetrack, they should have never got on it to start with.
Well, yeah, Bob Pierce should have never run out there.
And the official, I think the official was trying to get him off. Whatever.
Yeah, he was trying to hit the kill switch on, is what he said.
But man,
it was a bad deal. I mean, it was a bad deal all around.
Yeah, I wish Turbo would have quit at that point, because that's probably what hurt him the most throwing that official down on the racetrack. But so I think he's going to be disqualified or banned indefinitely.
Yeah, he's suspended indefinitely, and they said that the indefinite suspension, he has to pay a $5,000 fine. And it's at least a year. He cannot be reinstated before a year. Could be longer. Could be well on into the future. but it's at least a year. And what sucks about it is not necessarily that he's worried about the World of Outlaw races, but he's banned from any World of Outlaw sanctioned track.
Yeah, that's going to hurt a lot, especially with Best Performance. I think what it is now, right? Best. That's their team. I mean, that's a big team.
Well, just like going to, like you can't go to Eldor.
No.
I mean, obviously they're not running this year.
Well, there's going to be tracks.
But like for the Dream next year.
Yeah, you can't run it. So that's going to be major for them. I don't know if that is him personally or the team overall.
No, that's just him personally.
So they may, that being him personally, that may give them reason to remove him from that car. Who knows? I mean, that's a lot. And that's what's so bad is
he posted on Facebook that they were standing behind him.
Yeah, and I mean, and I can see that 100% until money starts to hurt. When money starts to hurt, then you got to do what you got to do to keep going. So, we've all seen it. Just like Derek said earlier, that really pissed him off. What happened at the end of that race at Jennerstown?
Yep.
But he handled it in I think in a respectful way.
The most respectful that you can
at that time. Now, could he have got pissed off enough to ram him into the outside wall and hurt himself and people around him? I'm sure he was that pissed off at that point. But he held himself, and I think that's very important. And you got to think about that when you're in that big a spotlight like Turbo is.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You got to remember that, because it's not just you and your team; it's a whole lot of people involved.
All his sponsor. I mean, that's what you got to think about. Is all your sponsors at that point. You're the representative for them. Now, us as fans, when it's me, the fan talking.
Well,
I want to see it. I mean, I hate to say it because I like the drama,
but I don't want to see. I don't like seeing the race car being the fight. I like them to get out of the car.
Well, I agree with you. 100%. But I will agree with what Turbo said about it in the interview that he did after they chased him down the road, because they told me he had to get off the property. So they come did an interview with him down the road. But I agree 100%. And if you go back and look at it after he said this, he said I wasn't trying to tear up his car. He said, I'm trying to tell him to get out the car. He wanted to fight him right there in the middle of the track. Hey,
yeah, well,
you man enough to tell him get out of the car and fight? Hey, go for it. But then, he wasn't going to get out, and then Bob runs out there, and the official runs out there, and it all became a real bad deal at that point.
Well, it was. It was all whatever, and we sitting here saying what ifs and do this and do that.
It's armchair quarterbacking to the extreme.
I know it's spur of the moment deal, and he was very heated and aggravated, and I'm sure that's not the first run in he's had with Bobby.
Well, he did, remember, at the stream.
Right, he ran all over him.
Bobby ran. Turbo was running about middle of the track. Bobby run in turn one and just wiped him out. I mean, just run over him.
So it's been going on a while, but I like Bobby Pierce. Bobby is a good driver, but he just needs to chill out. I think nobody wants to run around him. Nobody wants to run with him. That's why he can't keep my opinion. That's why he can't keep a race car. That's why he's back running in his own stuff, because nobody wants to sponsor him, because he runs over every daggone body. Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to say this. Tyler, just better be glad Bobby's sister didn't get out.
she might have jacked him up. She might have picked the car up. I don't know. She's pretty big.
I don't know if y'all know this, but she is a bodybuilder, and we've seen her a couple times. I know everybody typically sees her around the pits, and it's like, wow, that girl is muscular.
Yeah, she is.
She's stout.
She is very stout. She could have definitely took out old
She'd have bench pressed Turbo.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
But anyway, so I would say old Brandon Shepherd, of course, he's there. Big money races, he's always there. He's always running up front, and took home the big money. But they got
that was Overton run that one.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, you're
Overton.
right.
Yeah,
you're
Overton
right.
won that one, and then Shepherd took his own race car last night at I can't remember the track. I'm sorry. But he took his own family car and won with it last night.
That's sweet, man. Dude's good for sure. And got a big race coming up this week at Florence. I think it's the North-South. North-South 100, I think. So, pretty sure it's a 3-day event. I don't know if they start tonight or tomorrow
I
night.
can't remember. I think it's tomorrow night.
Yeah,
I
so
think Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I know a boy, Fergie Time, Chris Ferguson. He's going down there and running. He always runs good at that track.
yeah, he
was leading
likes some long
led a lot
races.
last year, and hopefully he'll pull something off there.
Yeah, for sure. We'll be rooting him on.
I know. I'll tell y'all somebody else I like. We ain't never talked about him a whole lot on here, but Tyler Carpenter. He's going down there to run Kryptonite race cars.
That's really good, man. Yeah, he needs him a good run. It's hard running against those guys.
It's tough running against him. I like Tyler Carpenter. I love to hear him. I like to see him run good, and he pulls off some good runs every now and then. But listening to his interviews and stuff is awesome. And in all honesty, I want to get him on here sometime to talk about. But the boy races so much, he never got time to get on there.
Right.
So we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can work out there. But anyway, what else we got?
Yeah, about it. Kevin Harvick swept the weekend at Michigan. I didn't watch it. Don't think it was that exciting, really, that much. I don't think they had much viewership.
I know Keselowski took out him and Blaney.
Yeah, he got up under him and
he broke loose and wiped them out.
Wiped them out up there at front. So I hate to see that. But going to the road course at Daytona this weekend, running ARCA cars, I believe, running trucks, Xfinity, and the Cup cars.
Everything's running down there.
So that's going to be very interesting. I ran a truck race last night on iRacing, and we just got a new layout with the new little chicane there or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right there, coming back onto the tri-oval. It's going to be cool. I think it's going to be really interesting, especially that they don't have any practice. I'm sure they are burning up iRacing right now, trying to get a handle of that track. And
did you hear what Kevin Harvick said when they were telling him he probably had pole for it? He wasn't sure because this new whole formula they've come out with for all that stuff. So they told him he probably had pole. He said, I don't know if that's a good thing. He said, because if everybody follows me to turn one, I have no clue where I'm going.
It's going to be very interesting, but it's going to be a big help to those guys that's run the Rolex 24 in the past. Kyle Busch just ran it.
Yeah.
So that's going to help him and all, but just seeing the track, but knowing what those cars do and how they're going to handle and work around that racetrack, it's going to be interesting for sure. I mean, coming flat to whatever 30-something degrees of banking is going to be interesting.
I just think it's crazy because, they ran the Roval at Charlotte, and you could probably you got a lot more straightaway here. But other than that, you're actually still very similar to Charlotte.
But it's a very similar track. Yeah, it's just bigger.
But it's still crazy to me they're not going to give them any practice at all because they don't have a clue what them cars are going to do.
No.
Coming back up onto the banking or anything else. And, I mean, I know they're professionals and all, but, man, you think at least a lower series they give them a little bit of practice. But, no, y'all get out there and run.
Just do it.
Have fun.
Yeah, it's going to be neat. So
it's going to be neat.
I'll be checking that out for sure.
I'm going to check it out and see how everybody's doing. I know they're talking about an ARCA stuff. Haley, she's got a lot of experience. Actually, she ended up running some sports car stuff at Daytona on that track. And they talking about she might have a good chance because she's one of the only ARCA drivers that knows that track right now. So that'll be fun to watch. A lot of racing coming up this weekend, fun to watch. I don't really understand why they're, I guess because they just got so much racing on it, but I don't understand why they're doing that race and not just turning around Sunday and running the oval. But no, they're going to wait. They're going to run the road course this week, Dover next week, turn back around, run the oval the week after that.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of back and forth for them for sure, but hey, however they can figure it out, I reckon. But
it wouldn't surprise me to just see Cup team just literally take their speedway cars on down to there and leave them there.
Yeah, I know it, but we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting weekend, I think, for sure. But I'll be checking it out. I like road courses. I like seeing drivability more. That and short tracks for sure. But so I'll be checking that out. Hopefully, if I can. We got a wedding this week, so maybe we'll be watching it from a wedding somewhere.
We do have a wedding this week.
Hadn't had many lately, but
Timothyville.
yes, sir.
At what's the name of that place? Cabin at Old Spur. Yeah, they're a good place. We're a preferred vendor of theirs. So if y'all ever get married here in South Carolina, go to Cabin at Old Spur, and we'll DJ it for you.
Absolutely, we'll be right there.
But anyway, guys, well, I reckon that's about gonna wrap it up for us this week. Ian, y'all go check out SRI Performance, Draco Springs, stock car, steel, and aluminum. Also, go check out Checkered, the Race Hub, because something pretty new on there. If you get your premium membership, they just come out. They're bringing out their own streaming service.
Sweet.
So, might be getting some races on Checkered. It's called, I want to say it's Full Throttle. I want to say is what it's called. I'll have to verify that. Sorry. I think that's it, though. But anyway. Also, go check out Forward Bite. Something I want to say real quick about Forward Bite. Real fast. Last weekend, y'all know we had Mark Vanderheiden on here from Forward Bite months back, a couple months back, I think it was. But anyway, his son Mark has I think he told us 305 sprint car. His son Cole has started racing go-karts this year. And we talked about it here on the podcast. And Cole, I'm going to tell you what happened the other night. And I posted about it on Checkered, actually. Cole went out and they were having this little summer series. I think it was like a Thursday night summer series at this track, one of their home tracks there. And Cole went out there in what they call them cage carts there. And they make them run a more like a full car type seat in them, and they run treaded tires, actually more like dirt track car tires, whereas over here we call them a champ cart, and we run slicks and we put lay down seats in them. But anyway, he was running that and something happened. He ended up flipping the go-kart, messed his hand all up. They didn't know to what extent, but anyway, he went to the ambulance. They wrapped it up for him pretty good. Well, in his flat cart, he had won every race up to this point. Well, he had to go out and make at least a lap to run or to win the championship. Well, not only did he go out there and run a lap, he went out there and won the race.
That's awesome.
Went the next morning to the hospital. They ended up having to do surgery on his hand and repair his thumb and all this stuff. The socket was completely broken off. I mean, they had to put pins in his hand and everything else. Dude went out there and won a race like that.
That had to be painful, man.
I'm telling you, I raced with a broken collarbone one time, and I couldn't get up out the go-kart. It was awful. So I know his hand trying to hold that steering wheel, or probably couldn't have hold the steering wheel, but just getting out of there. But winning the race with a broke hand.
That's awesome.
Thumb, hand, all that.
He's all dedicated, though, for sure.
That is dedicated. That's pretty strong. So hats off to you there, Cole. Cole Train, as they like to call him. So that's cool.
Absolutely right.
And that's dedication there. So Forward Bite, check them out. That's the type of people they got. But anyway, I think we're gonna wrap it up here.
I believe so.
Got anything else?
I'm done.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's all for me, so I reckon we're out.
Later.